ERP products available during those days. But later on, what happened is when Oracle came into the picture, slowly Oracle acquired all these companies. So I think Barn, even JD Edwards, Barn, PeopleSoft, these are various different products which were acquired by Oracle, and now these are part of Oracle itself. So within Oracle apps, it includes some of the functionalities of Barn, some of the functionalities of PeopleSoft. Okay, and that is the reason nowadays Barn, JD Edwards, it's like a history. Although there are some companies who are using it, but still it is not that much which it was around 25, 30 years back. Ramco again is a small scale ERP product. Most of these smaller scale industries, if they want to go for the ERPs, they go for Ramco. And Tally again, although they say Tally as ERP, but it is very strong in terms of finance, in terms of accounting and finance. But when it comes to the other departments, it is not that much strong. You can see the costing itself. Tally is hardly some thousands. SAP is in crores, right? If you want to implement, let's say you have your own company. If you want to implement Tally, it will just cost you some thousands. But if you are going for SAP, it will cost you crores. Same way, all these are in between. So if you go for maybe PeopleSoft or if you may go for Ramco, then it would be some lakhs. Okay, so these are the different ERP products which are available in market, out of which, as I told you, most of the big scale industries are using SAP. Okay, it totally depends upon the volume of the business. And again, you need to also remember one thing. When we say SAP, SAP is not only SAP S4HANA or SAP ECC. SAP also has some other products available in the market which are suitable for the small scale industries. For example, within SAP, we have SAP S4HANA, which is the latest one. Then we have SAP ECC, which was being used from last 15-20 years. And then, so these two are for big scale industries. Okay, but if you come to the small scale industries, SAP has SAP B1, you must have heard, SAP B1 and SAP by Design. These are the two products which SAP also has for the small and medium scale industries, small and medium scale enterprises. Right? So SAP is an ERP, but SAP is not only the ERP. There are a lot of other ERP vendors available in the market which are competing with SAP. Okay, but still, because of the features of SAP ECC and SAP S4HANA from last 15-20 years, SAP is very much powerful in the market. Okay, now coming to little bit history of SAP, how exactly all these things started. Okay, where are we today and what were the different things happened during this journey. So let's talk about small history of SAP. So this is a story of 5 German engineers. Okay, they were working in IBM. So this is somewhere around 1960s. What story I'm showing you, this is around 1960s. So during 1960s, there were some, there were IBM, you know, IBM is a company which is operational from last many years. So IBM was working on a project. There was a project which was being developed by these 5 German engineers, and that product was to create the kind of ERP, which means this company for which they were developing this product. Again, that company was, in some of the books, it is written Xerox Corporation. You all know photocopy. Whenever we go for photocopy in India, even we the name that we use for photocopy is Xerox. So Xerox was a company who was planning to implement, who was planning to develop something which is consolidating or which is integrating all the different functions of the organization, because they were using Before that, they were using separate softwares for each departments, right? So these 5 German engineers, they started working on this project. Okay, and during the project itself, after few months or after few years, when they started working on this project, due to some reason, Xerox said, I am no more interested in this product. Okay, due to maybe they have delayed the project, or maybe Xerox had something other thing in mind, or maybe Xerox already got some other product. We are not worried about that. Just in short, just remember, due to any reason, Xerox has stopped developing that project, and they said we are no longer looking for this project. Now these 5 guys, they already invested lot of effort. Okay, they have created a very good product, but still IBM said no, customer is not looking for this product anymore, so stop developing this. So these guys decided that okay, if customer is not looking for this product, we can see there is a lot of potential in the product that we are developing. So if we start continuing on this project, and if we go to the market and we start uh, kind of do marketing of this project and help the companies to implement this, we will be definitely benefited. So these guys left IBM, they continued to work on that particular product. Okay, and finally, in somewhere in 1970s, they came up with the first version of SAP, first product from SAP. Okay, and it was in small bit and pieces. It is not like it was a complete ERP product. So the first product from SAP which came, it was strong in finance. Only financials, basics of HR was developed in 1970s. Officially, in 1972, if you go through the books of SAP, or if you go through the Google, when exactly SAP started, so SAP was found as a company in 1972. Okay, so 1972 was a year when this company was found, and they officially started selling the SAP products in the market. Right, so the history, wherever you will be able to see, it will start from 1972. 1972, SAP registered as a company and they started selling the products. So starting from 1972 till today, 2020, there are various different products which were developed by SAP. So obviously the 1972 was basic functions. Later on in 1980s, they developed additional functions. 1990s, they came up with additional functions. 2000, they came up with more and more features. And today we are talking about SAP S4HANA. So in 1972, the product that they came up with, let's say it is R1. Okay, I'll tell you what is R1, R2, and R3. Somewhere in 1980s, they came up with R2. This is just for example. I'm not putting the dates. No need to worry about the dates because we don't need to go into that much detail. But we need to understand that the development is happening throughout the years. So 1990s, they came up with R3, or maybe, yeah, in 2005, they came up with ERP. Okay, the name is ERP, although R3 is also ERP. It doesn't mean that the ERP was developed in 2005. Even R3 was ERP, so they said in 2005, the product they came up with is ERP, which is also referred as ECC. Most of the customers today who are using SAP, they are using SAP ECC today. In most of the companies, if you will go for consulting, you will find that most of the customers are using SAP ECC today. Okay, and in 2015, SAP came up with SAP S4HANA. So this SAP S4HANA, what we are learning is comparatively a very new product. There is not enough consultants available on this technology. See, there are two things. When I say consultants are not available, don't think about those consultants who are just certified. Just certification is not enough. Okay, if you feel that I have done the certification, I became SAP S4HANA consultant, that is not going to be the case. If you want to become a SAP S4HANA consultant, you need to understand the topic. You need to work on the system. You need to get lots of hands-on, and then only you will be able to say, I'm successful SAP S4HANA consultant. Okay, so throughout this course, don't feel that after the end of the course, if I've done the certification, my target is achieved. That is not the target at all. Okay, definitely you will be able to write the exam without any problem, but that is not your target. That is just a additional, you can say, additional advantage. When you go into the market, you can say I am certified. But once you are certified, it doesn't mean that everything is done. Now you will easily get a job. You have to work on the system. You have to do the hands-on. You have to work on various different scenarios and make sure that whenever, even if you get a chance to sit in a single interview, you should be able to answer those basic questions what you know in your own module. If you're not able to do that, there is no point. Just certification is not enough. Okay, so even today, as I told you, there are many opportunities available for SAP S4HANA consultants. But the thing is, when we take the interviews, we found out, although he is certified, but he has still not seen any screen in SAP S4HANA system itself. He just got some PDFs, he just got some questions from some of his friends, and he has just given the exam. He is certified, but that is not enough. Okay, so just wanted to make sure that the agenda for this next 2.5 months, what you are going to do is, don't just feel that my target is to get certified. Your target should be to become hands-on, to try each and every scenario whatever has been taught in this course. And if you are getting any questions, if you are getting any errors, I'll explain you how you can use our forum. You can write your question on the forum, you can help each other. Okay, and make sure that each and every scenario you have executed and you have submitted the report at the end of the course. Okay, so this is not a school, so I cannot tell you, I will not give the marks if you don't submit this, but it is your responsibility. If you do it, you only will be benefited. It is not for me, it is for you only. Okay, so finally in 2015 SAP came up with SAP S4HANA. Okay, so we don't need to go in the details of R1, we don't need to go into the details of R2. What we will do is we will quickly see R3, because this is still being used in the industry. Nowhere you will go and you will find that they are still using R2. Maybe, I think hardly 1 or 2% of the customers will be using R2. But there are still some good amount of customers, around 30% of the customers are still using R3. So definitely you need to have a simple idea of R3. There are around, I'll say, another 40-50% of the customers are using ERP, and there are only 5 to 10% of the customers, even 5% would be more, I think, because it is comparatively a new product. Many companies have started implementing, but they have still not completed their implementation. So hardly 5% of the companies are using SAP S4HANA. But going forward, now any company, when they are implementing SAP, they will never go for ECC or R3. Most of the projects which are running today, they are running SAP S4HANA implementation projects or SAP S4HANA conversion projects. Only support projects are running ECC and R3. All the implementations, upgradations are happening on SAP S4HANA. Okay. Yeah, there are some questions on the chat screen. I got one question from Deepak. He's saying, maybe related to the last slide, the cost and complexities are few of the drawbacks of SAP as well. Yes. So as I told you, SAP is very powerful. Deepak is making a point that the cost of SAP is definitely huge, and complexity in the processes is also the drawback of SAP. So the thing is, obviously, if you are looking for the product which provides you all the functionals, all the departments in one single system, definitely if that is being successfully used in the industry, the cost would be more. It is cost of the quality, right? Number one. Number two, when you are saying it is complex, obviously, if you create a simple software which only takes care of accounting, it would be simple to use. But if you are creating a software which is having more than 30-40 departments, 30-40 modules, definitely it will be complex. So it is not a complexity of the system.